What's up guys? So after my last video about strumming and the basic tips that you should take note of, a friend texted me saying looking forward to a video on plucking fingerstyle for noobs, especially what to play when my cell group leader is ministering or someone is leading Holy Communion, that kind of thing. So I thought that's an interesting question. So I'll share with you guys some tips on what you can play. So a common question is, what are the chords that you should be using when you're playing in a situation like that? I think the first very obvious answer is that if you were singing a song earlier in a worship situation and then, someone else starts to talk or like prophesy or has something to share with the cell group, then you would probably be playing the chord progression of the song that you were playing earlier. But if it's a situation where you could just maybe you've been in that chord progression for too long, you need to switch things up, then I think a very basic 1 chord, 4 chord progression would be great. I mean, if you don't know what that means, that would mean that in the key of G, it would be something like G and C, right? So I could just be playing. Could be something, or it could just be something like G, D, E minor, C thing when you go. So I mean, for the purpose of our demonstration, let's just use G, D, E minor, C. So the first big tip is to think about the rhythm. How much you're playing essentially, and I would like to start normally with just maybe plucking 3 notes, something like that. And then maybe I'll add a 4th note, and maybe you want to get things going a bit. And I might add some light strums like that. If I notice myself rushing, just slow down. So think about it as maybe plucking just 3 strings, and then maybe after that 4 strings. Alright, and then after that maybe just adding some light strums in between, just to kind of build up a bit of intensity and then keeping it low still. Yeah, and then there's always a tendency to rush, so try to kind of slow down. Another great tip is if the group is kind of small, you don't really want to use a pick all the time because picks are kind of loud, and you may want to just finger pick the whole thing, so it's a little more smooth then. Right? So yeah, we just want to finger pick it, pluck it with the fingers. Next tip, try to create maybe some sort of melodic motif. Maybe maybe I have this note here. la, la, la. So all I'm doing is this. Right, the third fret, first fret, open string on the second string, and then open third string. So it could be anything else. I mean, this is just an idea. You create a motif, you kind of keep it flowing. So like I said earlier, we tend to rush. So how do we combat it? One of the best ways I've learned is to just breathe. Like really focus on your breathing instead of like trying to panic through what you're playing, right? So something like that, like just take deep breaths. Of course, I'm just exaggerating it, right? So you can hear my breathing. But breathing helps you to regulate. Just try and sync your playing with that breath. I know it sounds a bit like Master Yoda, but it works. Finally, I think, and maybe most importantly, be sensitive to what the leader or anybody else is saying, and try to match the feeling and the intensity of what you're playing to what that person is saying. So like if the person is saying something very gentle, you want to stay gentle. But if the person is starting to build up certain intensity in what they're saying, maybe you switch to the pace. Then maybe bring it down again, because maybe the intense part is gone. And sometimes the person may also be waiting for the music to kind of lead them in a certain direction. So if you feel like, hey, I just feel like maybe trying to create a flow and just see how the person responds. If they take to it, you can feel them taking to it and they start to talk a bit more, maybe, just kind of latch onto it. But if they don't, then just back off again. So to end, I'm just going to do a demo of how I might do it from the start, right? Just a short one. Hope that helps.